It's easier to trade.
Welcome to the Fantasy Football House, guys. We're back at it for week 2. How are we feeling, guys? Craig?
Outstanding. I think 4-2 on the week, so
Hey, good start.
Yeah,
Dustin?
I mean, 1-0. Gotta
1-0.
love it.
Hey, 2-2. I'm coming back, though, this week, guys. I'm coming back.
I believe in you.
Yes.
Now, do you believe in some of these guys that flopped last week, including Zeke Elliott? Is he coming back this week, too?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be...
You're not going to play Tampa every week.
Yeah. I mean, that was a good defense. They're playing the Chargers, though, which is another really good defense.
Well, guys, stick around. We're going to get to that. We're going to recap. We're going to get to every game and do a preview, some quick previews. We're going to start doing 30-minute episodes here, but we'll give you the news on Zeke that you want to know for this week, whether to start him, whether to flex him, whether to put him on your bench, whatever you need to do, guys. We're going to have y'all lined up. So we're going to get into some games real quick, guys. We're going to touch on some of the fantasy players we have that we think are going to be in potentially high-scoring games, guys that are on the fence as some starts. And game number 1, we got New England at New York Jets, guys. Anybody pop off here that you think could be flex-worthy? We know start any studs that you normally would, or we could caution you here. Corey Davis.
Are there any studs?
Corey Davis?
Corey Davis is a stud.
So do we start Corey Davis? Tougher matchup than last week.
Yes, you have to. After last week's performance, I think most of it came in the fourth quarter. You start him.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Be costly optimistic. Crowder is supposed to be back, and the rookie also that they drafted.
Crowder, none of that matters. You got to lower expectations because of the defense, but that's it.
All right, Patriots side of the ball, guys. Any potential out there that running out Damian Harris?
Yeah,
Damian
he
Harris.
looked amazing.
He looked good
yes.
week 1, other than putting the ball on the ground, but.
Jacoby Myers, I'm going to have to play Jacoby in a league. He saw the most targets, and I think he gets in the end zone this week, so I think it's a solid flex play. New England's going to beat up on the Jets.
Alrighty.
Yeah, Mac Jones.
Still keep an eye on Mac. Yeah,
Solid.
Mac might start sneaking into that top 12 potential plays.
Streaming quarterback.
Yeah. Denver Broncos at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Broncos are favored here. What do we think, Dustin? Anybody jump off at you other than the normal here of start sits?
I mean,
for the Broncos side.
For the Broncos, it's hard to say with Melvin Gordon and Williams splitting the carries.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
I think you have to swing back. My personal opinion on that would be swing back with Gordon again because he got
the nod.
He got the fantasy points, but it was right down the middle. I think you got to go back with the vet.
You can flex either one of them.
That was also a good sign by the work that they got. Cortland Sutton, guys. Or any of the wide receivers.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Tim
Patrick.
Tim Patrick
another
was one of the
option.
big
12-team league, yep.
I would play Jacoby over Patrick and probably Sutton, but yeah, you can flex those two guys.
Jacksonville Jaguars. Anybody we're playing here? Sorry, guys. I try not to laugh.
Laviscus looked good last week.
Broncos D was pretty decent. That's the only thing I'll throw out there as
Right.
a rebuttal to that. But I like how
Right.
Laviscus looked the last week.
Jacksonville's got to go against somebody not named Houston, so lower expectations for Chenault, Chark. O'Shaughnessy, I think, is the tight end. He had 8 targets, 6 receptions, probably 55, 60 yards. I'm playing him in a league because I need a tight end.
James Robinson, you running him back out there again week 2, or does he have to find the bench for your team this week against the Broncos D?
I'd want to see my other options.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty, guys. So, unless you we got an episode coming up here tomorrow morning that you'll see where we're going to break down those options even more and give you a more in-depth look at those start sits and kind of the potential guys that are, on the fringe. Next game, we got the Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo is favorite. Miami did look better than what most people projected week 1. Did beat New England in New England. How are we feeling first about that side of the ball with the Miami Dolphins, guys? We will have no Will Fuller this week. Just a heads up.
Breaking news: they're gonna say Peyton Barber is the lead back with no Josh Jacobs. So if you're looking for somebody right now, man, just
Guys,
go pick them up.
We're
yeah.
live, and this is happening live. Peyton Barber will lead back because I think they want to keep Kenyon Drake in that same role,
Yeah.
third down,
And he
pass
looked good
catching.
in that role, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So Peyton Barber, guys, that's kind of a shot in the dark. I mean, Peyton Barber really hasn't done much in a while, but if you really need somebody and you're desperate for a wide receiver 2 or flex, you could give him a roll out there. Dolphins, guys, anybody that you could play for the Dolphins this week? We're looking at Miles
Start the
Gaskin.
studs, Stephon
Yeah.
Diggs.
Devontae Parker on the Dolphins side, Jalen Waddle. They both looked really good. Tua looked really good as well.
Bench Gesicki till you see it.
Yeah, Gesicki put up a goose on you. And, yeah.
Gaskin's a flex play.
Yeah, I believe Gaskins, wasn't he the one that had just as many receptions yards as he had rushing yards last week?
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Gaskins, he looked decent, but not like great.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, running back out there. I mean, where you draft him at, you got to run him back out. Bill's side of the ball, I know we said Diggs, of course, Allen.
Zach Moss is going to be active.
Zach Moss is active this week, so that might put a little fire on Devin Singletary, but I think you got to play Devin Singletary after what you saw last week.
I was going to say, does he beat out Devin Singletary? I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
We roll on.
Singletary's still the guy.
49ers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. 49ers favorite.
That's a fun one here, y'all.
This
That's
is a fun one. This could be a high-scoring game.
Get as much of this for the Rams. I want as much of the Rams as I can get.
The Rams. We're talking about 49ers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Philadelphia
Yeah.
Eagles.
As much as San Francisco as I can get. Yes.
See, I would go the other side of the ball. Jalen Hurts looked amazing, threw 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, you got to fire up Hurts. You got to fire up Devontae Smith again. Jalen Rager's on the fence. We'll talk about him in the next episode of somebody that's.
Gotta find out who wins this game. I feel like we're already split right now.
I think Philly's going to take
I think
it.
Philly, too, at home.
At home.
I think the Niners, their defense plays like they did the back end of that game last week against Detroit. They're gonna get beat by this Philly team. As a Cowboys fan, I hope that does not happen. I'd rather Philly be 1-1.
Yeah.
Yes.
On San Fran side of the ball, we got Trey Sermon that will be active and playing this week.
Flex.
Shanahan already said. So run him out there as a flex, and you also play Mitchell too.
Yep.
The hot pickup of the week, waiver wire #1 pickup.
Yep.
Both as a flex, right? So you play one or the other.
Yep.
You have both.
Ayuk's supposed to be back.
Okay, right now, gun to your head. Yes, and Ayuk did say Ayuk would be back as in his starting role this week. So I would not play him, guys. It's too much of a risk. But real quick on the running back situation before we get too far away from there. Gun to y'all's head, y'all would play Sermon versus Mitchell?
I think so, too. I mean, they went out and drafted him. They're going to give him a shot, whether Mitchell ends up taking that role from him.
Right.
But
maybe Sermon does something dumb. Maybe he's not producing. Mitchell outperforms. But I think Sermon's going to get a legit shot at proving it.
Absolutely.
I would try my hardest to not play any of them if they were on my roster. But if I had to pick, I would go with Mitchell this week. So we're a little split there, guys. Now, Craig, your Los Angeles Rams versus the Indianapolis Colts. Go ahead. Get us started with the Rams side of the ball.
I'm just big on the Rams right now, y'all. I don't think what we saw from the Colts D last week, I don't think they're as scary as what we perceived starting the season. So, yeah, the Rams right now.
I mean, what was scary was Matthew Stafford. He looks – everybody's talking about the last dance with Aaron Rodgers. He looks amazing right now.
Reborn.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like he just came out of college – chucking the ball 80 yards down the field.
Standing tall, letting it rip.
Yeah.
Taking his time, progressions, that offense. I want everything.
I mean, 20 out of 26. That's
play Woods.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Woods than some of the guys we've
So
already
Woods
talked
is
about.
we'll talk about next episode too. More of a guy that's on the fence, but
I think where you
Cup,
take
we'll play
right.
Higbee.
I think where you take running backs and 49ers, you take wide receivers and Rams because Matthew Stafford is out on a mission this year. So
Yeah.
I agree. Other side of the ball, Colts. We playing any other guys? I mean, you got to run Jonathan Taylor out there,
Yeah,
of course,
Jonathan Taylor.
because he was amazing last week.
Yep. He was the guy that
Campbell and the other wide receiver, why am I blanking on right now? Pittman are both questionable going into the game. But
Right, Zach Pascal, but I don't want any of that.
I think Zach Pascal 2-touchdown game. I think if you got him on the waiver wire because he probably wasn't drafted.
right.
You're in a 12-team league. You need a desperation flex or fourth wide receiver to run out there. I'd give it a try. I
Yeah.
like him, and I like Sterling Shepard. And Sterling Shepard looked pretty decent last night. He got a lot
Play
of targets.
Shepard over Pascal, man. It's the Rams defense, y'all. Like I just don't.
Are they gonna
And
put Jalen Ramsey on Pascal though?
It
I
looked
don't
like
see that.
I don't know. I think Ramsey was playing all over the field, but that's just it. Like as a unit, the Rams defense is gonna. I feel bad for Wentz.
Yeah.
You have to play Jonathan Taylor, but you're
And
just hoping for a touchdown.
And we'll get more in depth in some of these potential plays that we have here. You know, another guy I'll just throw out real quick. We already jumped past that game. Would be like a KJ Hamler kind of
Right.
guy that you picked up. Tim Patrick was mentioned. You
If we're
know,
doing
those kind of,
previews. We're picking a winner, aren't we?
we can run through the winners at the end. Because we're already halfway into this. Las Vegas Raiders at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are favored by 5.5. They got the win against the Bills. It was
I'm sorry,
Good
bench
game.
Peyton Barber. Bench Peyton Barber.
breaking news coming in on top of the other
Yeah,
breaking news.
Newsflash: no Peyton Barber. Do not play him.
I mean, the Raiders looked good, but so did the Steelers against everybody thought the Buffalo Bills was just, including us, was just going to
Chase Claypool.
start him.
start him.
Yeah, I think you're running back out there this week.
I will
Deontay
be
Johnson.
starting
After
him.
what you saw last week, you got to start him.
Juju.
Najee Harris, guys. Are we red alert? Or is this?
No.
I mean, you got to start him. They gave him 100%
All
of the
the work.
touches. Yes.
Yeah.
Dustin and I talked about this last episode. Yeah,
it
he
is-
got all the love.
It's going to be one breakaway run, and he's going to be putting up 10 points on your fantasy points.
Volume is king. Najee is going to have a good game.
I think
Yep.
you can even run the Steelers D out here. I'll throw that out real quick. And then
Oh, yeah.
the Raiders side of the ball. Derek Carr had a great week. You running back out there. Any of the wide receivers. I mean,
Derek
Waller
Carr
is.
is going to be QB 27.
You can't play any of the other wide receivers just because the love that he has for Darren Waller, and how
yeah.
much. Yeah, he was just balling. And then now the situation with the running back, I think you can only play Drake. Don't mess with the Barber thing.
Right.
Not against this good Steelers defense. We roll on to the Cincinnati Bengals at the Chicago Bears.
It's a tough one.
Bears break down first, guys.
Whew.
No look good. David Montgomery looked good.
Right.
did.
Montgomery
He
goes.
did.
He's locked in. He's possibly RB1 right there, fringe RB1. The way
I
he
tried to
looked.
trade for him this week. Full disclosure, I tried to trade for him in our league, guys. You know?
Hey, so did I.
Hey, man.
Come on,
Who has
Dustin.
David Montgomery in our league. See, we got the board. This guy did not respond back to either one of our trades. And that's a good topic for next episode, too, because we're going to break down some trades and potential trades. League mates that don't respond to trades, just give me a decline, Dustin. Don't leave me hanging.
Allen Robinson bounces back. Fire him up. He's gonna have a good game.
I like that.
I
I
think
couldn't
so,
take him
too.
out of my lineup for this
I
coming week.
think if you're looking for a deep enough flyer, you can play Mooney, and at tight end,
Mooney a little banged up. Just he's going in the game questionable, but I think he's gonna play. But
tight end Komet, you could get away with playing
Look
against
good.
Cincinnati.
a lot of targets.
Now, I mean, Fields did see the field last week, and with Andy Dalton's performance,
Just
I wouldn't worry
this
about it.
might
just
be.
yet.
This is a. Just throw it out here. A potential you want to add before Sunday starts. If Justin Fields is out there, pick him up if you got the roster spot
Right,
because
right.
Andy Dalton's last game could be this week. He gets his reunion tour against his old team, the
At
Bengals,
home.
and he gets to do it at home.
yeah.
As a member of the Bears now, so I think this is it. Him and the beard
Thumbs up or thumbs down on Andy Dalton?
for like Hall of Fame or something. Or?
Just this week.
This week? Oh, okay. This
yeah,
week?
Just this
yeah,
week.
yeah.
Just this week.
This week, yeah.
Andy Dalton's gonna ball.
I don't even want to play this game. Like I somehow.
I don't mean like play Andy Dalton in your lineup, but he's probably going to throw 2 touchdowns, maybe even 3. I think Allen Robinson, Mooney, the tight end, Montgomery, I think all those guys are going to be good, solid plays this week.
Let's flip it to the other side of the ball real quick. The Bengals guys. Joe Burrow looked decent. I mean, if you
he looked comfortable
I think
last
he's a
week.
fringe starter right now.
Higgins, Chase, and Mixon.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think you can play Boyd if you tried
Nope.
to play that first week.
Nope.
Week 1, no.
Higgins, Chase, Mixon, the end.
Yep. We roll on, and I know I always said I need to get a new roll-on title to the Houston Texans at the Cleveland Browns.
Man, I got the Browns D in like 3 leagues after waivers went through, and it's like nobody was paying attention.
Yeah.
Because they played Kansas City, because they didn't have and then I was like,
I never rostered 2 defenses, and I had Washington and Cleveland on my. I was like, okay, I got to choose for Thursday night, and I went with Washington. 3 freaking fantasy points. I should have went with the Browns guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor. That's another reunion tour that's going to end
Hey, but
horribly.
Tyrod Taylor's just as possibly bad as going against Daniel Jones, man. I thought I had the money there. Daniel Jones always ends up throwing an interception, fumbling the ball, something. But
Now
Dimes look kind of good.
the Texans
trick
looked
you.
good last week.
yeah, no.
Which Texans do we see?
The bad ones.
The 32nd?
This is a lot harder matchup. They played the Jaguars with
Right,
a new head
right.
coach, new quarterback. So
In Cleveland.
what? Okay, so let's get into some of the guys here real quick. Ingram for the Texans. I mean, he had to
Nope.
touch the ball 26 times. Me and Dustin talked about it 26 times to get
Yep.
85 yards and a TD.
Nope.
That's a no there from Craig. No from Dustin. I thought I heard.
Yeah, no.
I don't think you can start anybody from the Texans actually.
Brandon
So,
Cooks.
Brandon Cooks did have a good stat line.
Yeah, he bought.
So if you're desperate flex. The other side of the ball here, Cleveland Browns. No Odell again
Everybody,
week 2.
start them all of them.
Yeah, just keep Odell out of your lineup, guys. He's inactive again for week 2.
Jarvis Landry, Hooper, both running backs, Hunt and Chubb, all of
What
them.
about Mayfield?
Njoku?
I think you could
Yeah.
stream Baker. I think Baker. Yeah, I think after losing to Kansas City, I think they're gonna put points up. They're gonna light it up.
I think you're right. And this matchup is
Season
prime.
season opener at home, right?
Yeah, I
Yep.
think
They're gonna light it up.
I like Baker Mayfield, especially DFS. I think this, he could be, a guy that puts
I think
up
you
some
might
good
see
points.
Jadavian Clowney score a touchdown
Mhm.
here, guys. Like everyone's gonna be scoring.
Everybody's scoring.
Dude, they
You get a
look
score. You get a
scary. I mean, with Myles Garrett on one side and Jadavian Clowney on the other.
Yeah.
I mean,
New Orleans Saints at the Carolina Panthers. Break down the Panthers side of it real quick. It looked ugly last week, guys. What happened to your Sam Darnold, Craig? We didn't get to talk to you about it, but we just got to
QB
Dustin did
14.
the other day.
QB 14.
That's what he was for the week or for
Yeah.
this coming week?
Middle of the road, not bad. He didn't.
That's what I.
Where was Aaron Rodgers? Oh,
mm,
so Sam Darnold.
Let's don't go there. We're already past that, Craig. That was an episode on Wednesday.
I think McCaffrey has more to do with Darnold's output right now. If I mean that guy just looks amazing.
Yeah.
So
Of course, that's a no-brainer. Fire
also
up
the
McCaffrey.
Jets too. If Zach Wilson, I mean, it took almost 3 quarters before the Jets made it a game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Darnold didn't really have to do anything. So
I think you bench Robbie Anderson this week, guys. What do y'all think about that?
Lattimore is questionable. Last I heard.
I don't think it's about the matchup. I think it's about Chris McCaffrey being back, and now he's not the target guy anymore.
we talked about
this
it
on
last week. It
Just as
seems
far-
like
Back
he
to
picked
the
up
old
the
Robbie Anderson
same.
of what it was back with the Jets.
Downfield.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If he gets the ball, he
you still play
scores.
him as a
But
flex.
it's
I
that.
guess.
It's the possibility. Does he get into the end zone? or
Thumbs
not?
down on Robbie Anderson. Yeah, I agree.
DJ Moore, of course, run him back out. He looked pretty good week 1.
Absolutely.
The other side of the matchup, the New Orleans Saints, Jameis Winston, 5 touchdowns, and it seemed like a minute and a half of the game time that he played.
Start him.
Start Jameis.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm playing my boy Juwan Johnson.
Oh, hey, I like it.
Troutman. It's Troutman. Don't fall for the 2 touchdowns.
Ding, ding, ding. The Troutman
we'll see.
versus
We'll see.
Jawan Johnson.
Snap count. Jawan Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah.
Snap count. He was only
The
on the field for
disrespect. When he gets
18%
2
of the
touchdowns again
Saints.
this week.
Right. He had three targets, 2 receptions, 2 touchdowns. The tight end leader in targets was Troutman. He played by far
You're correct.
snaps. Don't fall for the Johnson thing.
And how many touchdowns did he walk away with?
I know he missed one.
Marquez,
so is that 0.5?
Marquez Callaway. Are we playing him after
Not
the brutal
right
week
now,
one?
No. Callaway is a big miss. Well, he was 8th, 9th, 10th round, maybe even 11, 12, 13 round. So I'm not
I
tripping
like
out
him
on
as
Callaway.
a sneaky bounce back DFS play, but I don't know if I could put him in my actual fantasy lineup after.
I mean, when you're that high up there and you're supposed to take over the team in targets and new quarterback and
Who took over the team in targets? Kamara? Troutman?
Kamara, Harris got a touchdown on very few catches.
I think it was
like,
pretty even. I think there was a good
it was
amount of
spread the ball. He only
around.
threw the ball for 140 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's where it, you
Yeah,
can't really
14.
see a lot of. So we're gonna find out a lot more about Jameis
Yeah.
Winston and this whole offense.
There you
Like
go.
they're still gonna win, I believe, but we'll talk
Play
about
the
that later.
Saints
So,
D.
so Harris, Jawan Johnson, and Troutman were and Kamara. So Johnson, Troutman, and Kamara each had 3.
There we go, guys. Minnesota
Targets?
Vikings at Arizona Cardinals. Guys, this game.
Receptions.
Right. Targets. Troutman led the team in targets, though. Boom.
Yep.
Arizona Cardinals versus the Minnesota Vikings at Arizona.
Oh,
This
man.
game, it
Yeah.
could get high scoring. Could be a lot of fun.
Man.
Kirk Cousins could Cousins this one up somehow. But
Yeah.
Jefferson's going to bounce back here.
yeah, don't be afraid to play Jefferson. Don't be afraid to, of course, not play Thielen. I mean, he looked great week
Yeah.
one. Dalvin Cook.
You could lower expectations for Cook.
What about this third string wide receiver for the Vikings that was kind of picked up on some guys?
Radar.
teams? Radar. Keep him on your radar. Maybe a sneaky grab before.
Deeper leagues, if
Yeah.
you want to see how that. Right. Without a tight end. So, yeah, if there's a third target and it's him, so I would definitely keep my eye on him.
The Cardinals side of the ball, guys.
Play everybody.
Everybody.
What about AJ Green? You going back down that rabbit hole?
Playing him? No.
Take the red pill or the blue pill,
I'm
whichever one's anti AJ Green pill.
Right, that pill. That's the
Yeah.
pill that I'm going to leave on my roster. I'm going to leave him on bench. Like, I'm not going to drop him just yet. But after this week, if I don't see anything after this week, I'm going to drop Green in 3 or 4 leagues.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
I mean, he did get 6 targets.
I think, yeah,
so
you
He was
hang
second,
on-
he was second in targets.
Hang on to him, but don't play him this week.
No,
Real quick, the running backs. It was pretty much a dead even split.
It was exactly a dead even as far as targets and touches.
Do you
and
fire
snap count, all of it was
fire them
50-50.
both back up again in your flex this week? If you had to choose between one of the two, you just, I would go Edmonds. But
I would go Edmonds
Just 'cause
strictly
he's
for
catching
the
the rock.
average.
Yep.
He's averaging
most of these
more
leagues people are
yards.
playing in are half PPR or
Right.
full point PPR.
I would
so.
probably lean playing Gordon over Edmonds.
Well, we'll get in that in the next episode, sir. That's the kind of stuff I want to hear next episode right there. We got the Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers are big favorites in this game. If I was a betting man, I would think that the Falcons are probably going to keep it closer than 12.5 points, but it's a big spread. So we love everybody on Tampa Bay. We're firing up all those wide receivers. Mike Evans gets a bounce back.
I don't know about that.
I'm not sure if he's banged up right now, but I would definitely go with Godwin,
Absolutely.
Antonio Brown.
Absolutely.
You got to play Grunk if you got him.
Absolutely.
You have to play Evans, but, bounce back is the question right
This
there.
is where I do the radar again, red alert, because I think it could be any of those wide receivers could have the Evan week this week as far as like
right.
missing, and Evans could have the week that
Right,
Godwin had.
there's going to be an
and,
odd
yeah.
man out.
There's always going to be an odd man out, I think. It's going to be tough. They need to put up close to 50 if everybody's going to get all the love. Running back situation real quick there. They say Ronald Jones is the starter again this week. No go. I think.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, I mean.
Thank you. I will not take the extra protection on this package that I just bought.
Now, playing the Falcons and not Dallas,
Right.
there is
Yeah.
more upside.
Right. You like the matchup.
Right.
I think I'd rather lean Fournette just for the kind of the passing work he got in that offense.
If you had to choose, yeah. But I do expect Gio to get more involved every single week. So for I dropped Gio in a lot of leagues, but I've still got him tagged. Just watch Gio every single week. You can start picking it up a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Yep.
Other side of the ball, Falcons, real quick. We're running back out Kyle Pitts. He
Have
got the
to.
targets,
Have to,
just
yeah.
didn't quite come down with the ball.
Ridley, you have to. You can
Ridley,
bench
of
Mike
course.
Davis.
No, I think you still run Mike Davis back out there for another week. He looked good on the touches he got. He had the good spring to his step. I mean, he was
The
getting
Dallas
tackled.
Cowboys gave Zeke the ball 14 times, something like that. Like, it wasn't much at all. So, Mike Davis, to me, what's his ceiling in this game?
I don't know. I mean, he does the 80 yards and hopefully falls in the end zone.
He's not going to get 80 yards. 50 yards rushing.
Yeah, it's a
tops.
very tough matchup. I would not play him unless it's in your flex.
Cordero Patterson.
Yeah,
Like, there's other guys. Like, I would bench Mike Davis.
And Russell Gage, guys, we're done with that experiment.
Never started it. Actually, last season, I did it for maybe 2 weeks, and then I tried to trade him. I was done last season with Russell Gage.
We move on to the Tennessee Titans at the Seattle Seahawks. Thought the Titans were going to put up a high-scoring game last week, and they let us down. But will they do it this week against the Seahawks, which should be another high-scoring game?
No.
Dustin shaking his head no. Why, Dustin?
Seahawks look good. Lockett, Chris Carson was running the ball well.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen Russell Wilson's. Russell
Wife.
Wilson
Oh.
looks scary this year. He looks like he's down to business.
The first half of every season, Russell
Russell will
Wilson
get
looks
ya.
like a beast.
Yeah.
So
Straight sell high.
Fire
Sell high.
everybody
It
up.
is the first half of the season.
Fire up
so-
everybody on the Seahawks side that you normally would start and look at Gerald Everett for a potential tight end flyer.
Yes. Yes.
But the tricky side is the other side of the ball here, and that is the Tennessee Titans. You got a lot of guys that let
Big
you down
three.
last week. All
Start the
three
big
of them
three.
let you down. We're all rolling back out the big three this week, right?
They're all bounced back. Well, AJ Brown, I think he did okay, but yeah, they're all gonna go big.
Tight end could potentially be out this week. He's questionable going into the game, so
Fersker?
yeah. Not that we would play him, but there might open up other targets that would go to
Sure.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Sure.
I personally had the option of being able to bench Julio this week, so I did. So that might backfire on me, but I think they all kind of bounce back and have at least a semi-decent game.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys at the Los Angeles Chargers.
It's going to be a good game.
I like that analysis, sir. That's spot on. It's going to be an amazing game.
It is. I mean, you saw. I think Dallas pulls away with it. You saw the Chargers have issues with the Washington football team. I personally believe that the Dallas Cowboys defense is better than Washington's this year. So
I think that's starting to look
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Huge
the
loss
Cowboys
with
DeMarcus
breaking
Lawrence
his
is-
foot. Yeah, and then we need Randy Gregory out of COVID protocol for this game. That's still up in the air if he'll get out of that and be able to play. Zeke, guys, we led the show off with Zeke. Give us y'all's analysis. Is he gonna bust again this week, or is he gonna swing and hit a home run?
Trade him to me.
Mhm.
I'll take him.
Feed Craig.
I think he has a bounce back week.
Gets in the end zone.
He gets in the end zone. I'm guessing probably 70, 80 yards.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Nothing like a crazy stat line. He's not putting up 150
Right.
and the touch, but he will get the 75 at least and a touch.
75 and a touch is definitely the average, the floor almost. I think it's locked in 75 and a touch.
And then
Yep.
you got Cooper on your team. You got Lamb. You're playing all those guys.
Oh, heck
Prescott. The only thing one guy to keep an eye on is because it's another situation where you could use a third wide receiver potentially. Keep an eye on Cedric Wilson for a potential ad that maybe you could scoop up before the game start or for the waiver wire next week. If he comes out and hits this week, he could be. The Gallup got a lot of love week 1, and he'll be filling in for Gallup. Other side of the ball, it's Craig Moles, that thought I just threw out there.
It's who the Cowboys play next week, which I would imagine if we
Is
just
the Eagles.
okay. So if we played two pretty solid defenses teams, the Eagles and their defense is above average. So yeah, I mean Cedric Wilson in deeper leagues, Cedric Wilson. But yes, I'm sorry. Back to the Chargers.
Chargers, yeah, guys, firing up everybody again on that side of the ball.
Mike Williams,
Big
Keenan
three.
Allen.
Big three.
Yep.
Not
Austin
four.
Eckler. Austin
No,
Eckler,
Herbert.
guys.
Herbert,
It
you
looked
could play
shaky
Herbert.
week 1, Austin Eckler. He didn't he didn't catch a single ball.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, new offense, new coordinator. new head coach.
And I heard somewhere that he had more red zone looks, goal to go situations this season in that one game than he did all of last season.
Positive.
That's
Maybe
what
he
I
gets
heard. I'm still concerned about the receptions though.
Yeah.
I mean that's the bread and
Absolutely.
butter.
Big loss that he would take there. So be concerned. I mean, you gotta run him out there, of course.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
draft
he,
him in the
yeah,
first
you
round or
draft
the
him first, second.
round,
Yeah.
As a Cowboys fan, I'm gonna say that his floor should be higher than what Zeke's is. 75 and a touch. I think Eckler goes for more than 75 and a touch.
And keep an eye on the tight end for some reason, guys. His name's escaping me, but I think
Jared
he might
Cook.
have a bounce back week. Yeah, Cook.
He had good target count though. He had good yardage.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to trade for him if he's in a package deal. I'm trying to acquire him.
Sunday Night Football. Great game we got here. Kansas City Chiefs at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are looking to bounce back after losing on Monday Night Football. Firing up everybody for the Chiefs. We saw what they look like.
Absolutely.
They look like the usual Chiefs. So we won't. CH. We'll touch on that real quick. CH bounce back this week, guys.
Yeah.
I just acquired him in a league, and I think I'm not. Just,
Ravens front seven though.
right. He's gonna get his 15 touches and
Could be another ugly game where he gets you at least 10 fantasy points.
yeah, RB 20. You
Yeah.
know, I don't think he's gonna do bad. He's just not gonna do good.
Baltimore Ravens side of the ball.
Deep enough leagues you can play. Obviously Hollywood, but Sammy Watkins led in targets and snap count. So you can make the case that Sammy Watkins is technically the wide receiver one.
Right.
In the Chiefs in that matchup, you could play both Hollywood and Watkins. Mark Andrews, for someone who has him in 60% of their leagues, what am I supposed to do with Mark Andrews right now?
Well, that's something we are going to touch on this next episode where we're going to fill you in on a lot of these guys that are on that. You're feeling really about after 1 week.
So dark.
I think you got to run him back out there, though, for this week.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about more long-term outlook with him. Alrighty, last game of the week, Monday Night Football, Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers, guys. Everybody, we'll jump on the Green Bay side first. Debbie Downers saw week 1. Everybody bounces back.
Oh, yeah.
The big three.
Yeah. I think first home game, coming back from
Are we going to get angry Aaron Rodgers? Are we going to get 4 touchdowns,
Yes.
We're up by 20 points and he's still throwing.
He puts that belt on.
Yeah, I think when you have a bad game and then there's some kind of what do you normally do just to and it's like, oh, that's right, the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a nice pick-me-up.
Yeah, that's right. I do this twice a year, every year.
So we're firing everybody back up, but my question would be Robert Tonyan would be the one that's kind of on the fence because he did almost goose for you week 1. And so he was already a fringe tight end.
If you got Tonyan and Cook, you might want to play Cook. But where you drafted Tonyan,
I think there's players on the wire that you go pick up instead of Tonyan.
I'm going to try Tonyan one more week. And then,
matchups, if you can get somebody
if he
in a
burns me
matchup.
again this week, I'm moving on.
Yeah.
Other side of the ball, Detroit Lions. Anybody we're firing up for this game?
Smith.
Zadarius Smith, I think, is IR. If he's Packers, one of their best defensive players, if he's not going to be available. And I think from what we saw Green Bay against New Orleans, I think you could play all your Lions. Well, I'm sorry.
DeAndre Smith is questionable.
If you play Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, you can play those guys. Hawkinson.
Oh, Hawkinson looked amazing.
Yeah,
you can play those guys as far as wide receivers.
Tyrell Williams is also up in there for this game too, guys.
Yeah.
So is Jamal Williams.
Yeah, so there might have been a lot of love going Hawkinson's way even more. Don't think Goff can play. Don't be tricked by that week 1.
For Jamal Williams. I don't know what the injury is, but I bet he plays.
I like
or
that.
He's gonna want to play.
I like the revenge game.
Yeah, he spent his whole career there. They took Aaron Jones over him. I think Jamal Williams has a good game if he goes.
Did y'all see his press conference when he was talking about the Lions or talking about he's like well I feel like a woman, like the team's actually taking me out and paying for dinners and opening my door and letting me go like.
It's like, where do you go eat at in Detroit though? It's like, hey, here's some Detroit style pizza. You know, like
It's
man.
probably a Philly cheesesteak or something. There's got to be something they do there, but since none of us can think of it,
we roll.
sorry,
on.
Detroit.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank y'all for joining us for this week 1 preview here. Thank you for the sponsor here. We're gonna roll through real quick. Horseshoe Dreams Boutique. They can design anything. They can put it on anything for
If
you
you
guys.
have an image, they can print it.
Craig was just saying they got some stuff. They got some stuff made for their daughter.
Yeah,
looks
she
amazing.
started kindergarten, and if we got her a T-shirt and a little drinking mug, because they're really big on hydration in kindergarten for some reason. It's a lot of snacks. It's a lot of snacks. We send her off with so much, but she comes back with more. So there's always snacks. I don't know how it happens.
Is she trading? Yeah.
No, it's in Ziploc bags.
Who's her dad? Of course she's trading.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that was good.
You want my ho-hos? I'll give you my
Guys,
oatmeal
follow
cookies.
Horseshoe Dreams Boutique on Facebook, and reach out if you need some goodies. Thank you for joining us, guys. We're gonna sign off here.
We also have Hooked Up Outfitters.
There you go. Captain Pat Tabor, if you're down south Texas, Corpus Christi, and Aransas Pass area, he will put you on the trout, redfish, and you're going to have fun doing it. Make some dreams.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we appreciate everybody joining us today on this live stream. Join us for our next one that will be hitting the airwaves tomorrow, where we're going to give you some advice on these fringe guys. Like, what are you doing more long term with them? Are you looking to trade? You're looking to sit them for a while, like, or you know what's going on? Are you throwing them in your lineup and just praying for a hope and a dream? Like this video, guys. Share it. Everything's down here at the bottom. It's a ticker running. Make sure to do that. Check us out on Discord. Anything else, guys?
We got our Discord, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We're looking good.
Twitter handle? No, I'm good.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining the house.
Leave your shoes at the door.